Hey everyone, welcome to today's Explainer. I am absolutely thrilled to share this one with you because honestly, we are tackling one of humanity's oldest and most profound mysteries. I mean, think about it. Why did civilizations, separated by massive oceans and literally thousands of years, all look up at the exact same night sky and build entire religions, cities, and empires around it? Okay, let's dive into this.
To really get why our ancestors did this, we kind of have to put ourselves in their shoes. Imagine living thousands of years ago. Down here on the ground, life was terrifyingly unpredictable. You had sudden natural disasters, brutal changing seasons, unexpected diseases, and just the constant threat of death. It was pure chaos. But then the sun would set, and you would look up. Up there, the sky appeared perfectly constant and deeply organized. Every single night, the stars moved in predictable patterns, creating this awe-inspiring sense of eternal order.
And this totally illustrates why ancient people didn't just see distant balls of burning gas like we do today. To them, the night sky was a profound spiritual map. It was this cosmic tapestry directly connected to the gods, to human fate, to the measurement of time, and to their very existence.
Section 1. Order in a chaotic world. Section 2. Cultural maps of the divine. It is so fascinating to see how different cultures across the globe assigned crucial survival meanings to entirely different celestial bodies. Like in ancient Egypt, the star Sirius was everything. Why? Well, because its appearance in the sky literally signaled the yearly flooding of the Nile River, which brought fertile soil, life, and rebirth. Meanwhile, over in the Americas, the ancient Maya possessed one of the most advanced astronomical systems in the world, and they focused intensely on the planet Venus. To them, Venus represented divine power and warfare, literally to the point where they planned actual battles based on its appearance. And over in ancient China, astronomers were laser-focused on sudden events like comets and eclipses, viewing them as massive signs of political change or looming disaster. And we see this pattern build across other major cultures as well. In Mesopotamia, Babylonian priests studied the stars to interpret the will of the gods, creating early astrology and star charts specifically to guide their kings in making military and political decisions. On the flip side, the ancient Greeks approached the sky a bit differently. They created spectacular mythological maps, connecting constellations to heroes like Orion and legendary princesses like Andromeda, basically preserving their cultural traditions right up there in the stars. And Greek philosophers like Pythagoras and Aristotle took it even further, attempting to explain the cosmos logically by theorizing that the whole universe operated on divine mathematical principles. So the crucial point here is that this wasn't just storytelling, right? It was real power. Let's do a deep dive into ancient China for a second to look at the mandate of heaven. Chinese emperors believed their political authority came directly from celestial approval. It was literally granted by the sky. This meant that the incredibly detailed star maps recorded by early Chinese astronomers weren't just science, they were political barometers. If a supernova or a comet appeared, it was seen as a direct threat to the emperor's legitimacy. In fact, ancient astronomers could literally be executed for failing to predict an eclipse. A weird event in the sky meant the ruler might have lost divine support, and that was a huge deal. Section 3. Calendars, crops, and compasses.
Seriously, imagine trying to farm enough food to survive without a calendar. Our ancestors figured out this brilliant agricultural loop. First, observe the celestial movements. Second, use those movements to accurately predict the changing seasons. Third, know exactly when to plant and harvest your crops. And fourth, secure the survival of your civilization. The sky literally acted as this massive natural calendar that guided human survival. It's just incredible.
But it wasn't just about knowing when to do things, right? It was also about knowing where to go. Long before compasses or GPS existed, the sky was our very first global compass. Sailors and travelers used constellations to safely cross treacherous oceans and vast, unforgiving deserts. The North Star helped explorers figure out their direction in the dead of night. Because these stars literally guided humans safely through the darkness, they became these profound, deeply respected symbols of protection and wisdom. And this perfectly illustrates how the ancient world didn't separate science from religion the way we usually do today. Think about massive, mysterious monuments like Stonehenge in Europe. We are talking about stones weighing tons dragged across miles of land. It beautifully blends spiritual worship, like ceremonies linked to gods and deep seasonal religious beliefs, with intense practical survival. It was specifically designed to track the sun during the solstices. So practical astronomy and religion were just completely blended together. Section 4. the soul and the afterlife. Now, beyond farming and politics, we arrive at the deepest existential reason for star worship. For a lot of ancient people, the heavens were directly connected to the human soul. They imagined that the afterlife existed somewhere up there among the stars. And, well, when you think about it, it makes perfect sense. The sky is seemingly eternal, it's unreachable, and it never dies. Therefore, it was the ultimate, perfect representation of true immortality across so many different cultures. Take one of the most famous examples in human history. There is this totally fascinating theory, actively debated by historians, that the Great Pyramids of Giza were purposefully aligned with the stars of Orion's belt. Why? Because the ancient Egyptians closely connected the constellation Orion to Osiris, the god of the afterlife. They believed that pharaohs actually became stars to join the gods in the heavens after they died. The night sky wasn't just empty space. It was a sacred, immortal kingdom where their rulers got to live forever. But this deep spiritual connection also meant that when the sky didn't behave normally, absolute panic ensued. Take solar eclipses. Imagine the sheer terror of temporary darkness falling right in the middle of the day, basically swallowing up the sacred sun. Rare astronomical events like this caused massive fear. They were viewed as dire warnings or divine messages that immediately dictated religious rituals and ceremonies just to appease the heavens. Section 5. Modern echoes of ancient skies. So, does any of this actually matter to us today? Absolutely. Modern science has explained a lot of the mysteries of the cosmos, but I really want to emphasize that our profound fascination with the stars has never actually faded. Traces of ancient star worship are literally everywhere. We still have zodiac signs, horoscopes, and celestial symbolism influencing cultures worldwide. We have modern space exploration and the ongoing search for extraterrestrial life. We have massive scientific observatories peering into the dark. There is a direct, unbroken line from the ancient astronomer priests in their stone temples to our modern scientists in their steel observatories. We are still searching the skies for answers. So, what should you take away from all this? Well, the worship of the stars was never just some simple superstition. It was an essential, brilliant framework. The heavens represented order, guidance, survival, and spirituality. The stars literally shaped our architecture, our calendars, our agriculture, and honestly, humanity itself. And I think the most beautiful part is how the stars united us. Whether it was in Egypt, Mesopotamia, Greece, China, or the Americas, despite massive differences and entire oceans between them, humans everywhere looked upward, and they asked the exact same philosophical questions. Who are we? Why are we here? And what exists beyond our world? The night sky was basically humanity's first great storybook. It is a cosmic mystery written in light. And as we keep building more powerful telescopes to peer into distant, unknown galaxies, we really have to ask ourselves, are we simply charting new scientific territory, or are we still just looking up, hoping to find our own place in the universe? Thank you so much for exploring the stars with me today. Keep looking up, keep asking questions, and I'll catch you in the next explainer.